Earlier we spoke about taking your children to restaurants. Doom. We'll be continuing the conversation with our regular creative parenting expert, Nikki Bush, and getting into the 10 commandments of what you need to be aware of when going to a restaurant, whether it's child-friendly or not. You brought some great activity, kind of things that you can take with you to keep your child engaged, keep you possibly engaged with your child. What are some of those activities that you can let your child kind of delve into so that they do stay focused in your little table bubble?
Okay, so on your table, little bubble, if you're in a smart restaurant, you might have fresh bread rolls, hot bread and butter.
Ooh.
Now there, spreading the butter on the bread is fine motor coordination and eye-hand control. So in a restaurant where you don't have that kind of thing or no blob of pizza dough, okay, what you might do is take something yourself. So we've got a range of colouring in books here. This was the Magic Water Wow. Here is
amazing. That is actually one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
colouring in, and these, if you colour on the table, don't make any mess. Okay, so when you're in public, that's quite a nice thing to have.
Science is amazing.
Oh yes, and then we've got here, Who Am I? So here we have things like Pocahontas, Luke Skywalker, Pinocchio. So we're going to do charades. Yeah, so you know, Graham, can you act like Pinocchio for me? So well no, actually, yeah, I would act like I would go like this. I would go like this, and you'd have to guess I'm Pinocchio. Okay, and here you were talking about a deck of cards. You can take a normal deck of cards to play rummy and fish and snap. And then we've got these little monkey face cards, which are little animal cards, and we've got to collect 4 of a kind.
Oh, I used
so
to
I've just dropped one of those, but as soon as you've
yeah.
collected 4 of a kind, you know, by passing them around, by playing matching games, you're the winner, the person with the most groups of 4. And then we've got a game here called List Mania for the older children. A to Z, starting from A, parts of the human body.
Oh, I love that.
So then we all have to start coming up with things in the right order. Time out. We've got how many types of indoor sports can you name in 30 seconds? Now, can you see we're engaged? We're not saying, when's the food coming?
I'm getting into a lot of trouble. These are like drinking games with Kool-Aid.
Well, pretty much.
I absolutely love it. Now, despite our best efforts, despite us being in the best mood possible and having every resource there, our children might still be in a bad mood. They might still be having a rough day. They might still have meltdowns. How do we avoid those meltdowns, or at least kind of limit and shield the rest of the restaurant in that instance?
So the thing is to read your child. What's your child's mood? What's your child's energy level? If we're very ratty and irritable, try and sit, you know, near an exit door so that you can pick them up and go outside. You may need to do that, and this is where couples come in handy.
Yeah,
where if a child,
team,
you do tag parenting, where one parent takes the other child out for a walk. Baby's crying, you go outside. You know what, we have to be cognizant of the fact that there are other diners, and we can't, you know, destroy their experience completely. And people don't mind a child going, as long as they see the parent being proactive, picking the child up, walking outside, distracting the child. And here's a key. When you have children in public, diversion and distraction from what you don't want them engaged
Look at me.
is very important. So if you don't want your child in that water feature, make sure you are more exciting than the water feature.
I'm gonna have to do a lot of learning here. Never mind my boy, but I think it's no longer permissible for me to look at the other diners going, have you never had a child before in your life? Okay, come on. No, I certainly do understand that we've got to empathise with our children, and we've got to empathise with other diners. A little bit of forethought and having a nice bag of tricks and the 10 Commandments is going to go a long way. Very quickly, how can we find the 10 Commandments? Where's this resource?
Just hop on to nikkibush.com, and in the search window put in 10 Commandments for taking children to restaurants, and it will pop up.
Oh, a vital resource. These are so awesome. I might steal 1 or 2 of these. Nikki, thank you so much. As always, a wealth of knowledge. Remember that we need to be conscious of what our children are doing, and that starts with us. Don't expect them to behave if you're not connected to them and you're not engaging with them and giving them a little bit of your attention as well.